Throughout human history, we have been dependent on machines to survive.
Marketing Tech Blog.
Well, hello. Hello, sir. I wanted to group this and tell people based on all of the tools that we've seen and the stats that we've seen and everything else.
Yep.
And so I want to give people an actionable list for 2014.
I dig it.
So for 2014, I want to talk about some of the things that you must be doing. If you need help with it, of course, Site Strategics is there. But these are things that you just have to get in place immediately. The first one I'm going to talk about might be surprising, but that's an email list. And so I am surprised by the amount of companies that I go to their site. I'm interested in their products or services. Maybe not ready to purchase at that point, but there's nothing there for me.
Yeah.
So I can't subscribe. I can't, I can't have them send me push marketing. I use this tool called Unroll Me. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Cool tool. Basically, it keeps track of all my subscriptions and it rolls them up sometimes into emails. But I literally subscribe to like 1,200 different emails. It's amazing how many sometimes I don't even realize how many times I hit subscribe, and so the thing is I am looking, I am researching, I am ready. Mm-hmm. I'm not ready to buy yet, but I want them to get a hold of me once a month and remind me.
Certainly.
And so giving someone that email address is giving them permission to contact you and see if you're ready to purchase yet.
That's right.
And I'm just surprised at the amount of companies that I go to that they have zero email addresses.
How many times if you're coming across a customer, do you give them your card?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And
it's the same invite. Yeah. It really is.
It is. And so on your site, obviously in some kind of position that's really substantial, you should have an email opt-in. And then if you don't have an email, if you don't have a newsletter or whatever, you can syndicate your content, in your email. So you can use MailChimp, or we have the CircuPress going. You can do things to integrate your email a lot easier so that you don't even have to click send. It just goes out for you, when you have new blog posts or new news on your site. So that's the first. The second half of that, though, is to make sure that your email template is mobile optimized. That now it's about half of all people are reading email on a mobile device, and if you have this fine print, that they can't, can't tap and see and zoom and everything, they're gone. Sometimes they just delete it, and instead of leaving it to go back to their desk. So having a mobile optimize, and it's a pain to mobile optimize the email.
Yeah.
It's a total, we've talked about it.
There's a lot of tools out there that say they are, but they're not.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's you have a handful, or I know one in particular that I certainly recommend. That's CircuPress, which is, you're more than welcome. That is a great template tool to be able to deliver.
About 150 clients sending on it now.
Excellent.
So, yeah, that's nice. But and we're going to keep making it easier and easier to set up and everything there. But the fact is that it's there, and it's not. Don't think about email as, oh my God, now I have to write an email too.
Right.
People that are subscribing to your email maybe aren't planning on coming back to your site or to your blog and reading it. And so we just tell people that, repurpose your content everywhere, and people will consume it the way that they want to consume it. The guy that's reading your Facebook page isn't the same guy that's reading your email, isn't the same guy that's reading your website.
Yeah.
It's he's reading one of them or she's reading one of them and not doing the others. So take advantage of that. So, and then I talked about mobile optimizing your email, but of course rolls right into mobile. We've said it over and over and over again. Mobile apps are fantastic. They're not costly. It's very easy to take and roll out a mobile app that makes it easy for people to, if you're a retailer, find your location, throw a map on there, and boom, they can get directions. They can do all that good stuff. If you have coupons to push, notifications, through a mobile app is pretty simple. So these types of things you should absolutely be taking advantage of. The people pay more attention to the mobile on a mobile device. There's not 13 windows open and everything happening.
One of the things real quick, think about the printing costs that you'd usually go through with pushing out new coupons, all the stuff that you do in the conventional sense. no cost and a very, very minimal cost in delivering new coupons through an app. You're already in their space. The app's already been developed. You just have to update.
Yeah.
And I mean, easy enough to update a coupon inside of an app.
Yeah. And then I talked about text messaging before.
Yep.
If you do coupons, you need to have text messaging. It's absolutely imperative. It's so easy. And the stories are phenomenal. If you talk to restaurants and stuff that use them, the redemption rates are out the ceiling. You know, you at 11:30 you send out a lunch special, and all of a sudden you're packed for lunch because people couldn't make up their mind on where they were going to go, and boom, they got a text message. The next phase is on your website is getting visual. I think for 2014, put some money aside to get a professional photographer.
My Lord, yes.
Yeah, right. and get rid of the stock photos and put in photos of Site Strategics has a new beautiful office. That's going to be through the website, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, and then so get rid of the stock photos and show people your company, your people, everything else. You might have to take pictures of women twice. I think every video shoot that we've done with a company, the women say, "Could you come back and do this again?" That's fine, But it's not a beauty contest. It's so that when you walk into that company, you see them. You will already feel like you know them.
Yeah, the thing I have with stock photography is you can always tell it's stock photography.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some are better than others, but when it gets down to it,
Yeah.
you need it personalized. You need to tell your story.
That's it. Personalization.
If you're not telling, if you're telling a story of somebody else's kids
Yeah.
online, or
Look, I'm a big old fat hairy ugly guy, right? And my picture is plastered everywhere online. The reason
I
isn't,
can't get away from it. Though.
I know. The reason isn't to scare little children, even though it probably does. The reason is so that people recognize me and they go, I know you from somewhere. Yep. I can't tell you how many people say that every time I go to an event. Every time I know you. I think we've talked before.
How often do they go into the post office?
Yeah, maybe that's it. So that's it. And then on a side is, go to Site Strategics and get some videos made. Get some videos made of people in your company, your clients.
Yeah.
Visual is huge.
Yeah.
And it's not bandwidth. It's not going to cost you a ton. It's not, it's very affordable.
To that point, we're actually, forgive me, Doug, but we're actually putting together a new service in 2014 that is delivering a subscription level type of video production.
Yep.
That's going to go beyond from a delivery mechanism, but on top of that, very, very reduced rates compared to just
every website has to have video. I don't care who you are. There are people that literally will not read. They just go look for the video.
Yeah.
So you've got to have it searchable in YouTube and Vimeo, and then you've got to have it on your site where people can see it in plain sight.
You got it.
And then the last three that I want to talk about are kind of together, but there's a lot of activity happening in the marketing technology field right now in these three, and that's testing, workflows, and dynamic content. So testing tools. Google has a free testing tool that you can use. That basically you can flip out two different subject lines or two different images, and just see which one performs better.
Yep.
Guys, this is a no-brainer, right? You instead of one, you make three, and you see which one performs better, and it's never the one that you think will. And so testing, I think, is going to become a lot more prominent. Workflows, systems are becoming a lot more prominent, and that's where, it routes things through your company, so it goes from this person to the copywriter, so agencies are using workflows as well now.
Yeah.
And then dynamic content. We talked about that a little bit already, and it goes with the testing, and that's that you can target too, so testing and targeting. And so now your website can actually have content that is targeted towards the reader. And things like WordPress has the free Jetpack plugin that added visibility rules. So you can say if the category equals, analytics, put an analytics ad there, and it's free. So take advantage of these things. So testing workflows, dynamic content, those are my biggies for next year for people to jump on board with.
And I'll get back to your point is that it's not that people don't have a lack of traffic. Yeah, sometimes they do. But if you're not doing these particular things to help convert your existing customers, if you're not paying attention to the blessings that you have, the traffic that you have, it's trying to fit a square peg into a round hole sometimes.
Well, so many marketers tell the companies, we got to get more, instead of focusing on what they already have and how are we managing what we have.